On today's show,
we debate which loss was crazier, the Clippers in double overtime or the Spurs dropping another one at home.
In Fill in the Blank, we come up with words for JR's gaff, Bojan's uncalled double dribble, and CP3's CPR.
And inspired by Kevin Martin's retirement, we count down the weirdest looking jump shots in NBA history.
It's Wednesday, November 30th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast or joining us live right now on NBA TV or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Sports are great, eh?
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, and the stash, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily and last, certainly not least, back from the Rocky Mountains over there, it is Trey Kirby.
Hey,
yo! TK, what's going on?
Guys, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And if you've been checking my tweets this week, you know I'm trying to bring back the casual balaclava. It's versatile, it's cozy, and last night the movement got a major boost from the Cavs' J.R. Smith.
Does your alter ego have a name?
Yeah,
What is it?
I can't tell you.
That's right, not only is J.R. Smith a casual balaclava wearer, he also has a new alter ego. And while he won't reveal that alter ego's name, it does lend itself to a perfect question. What is J.R. Smith's alter ego's name? Maybe it's something simple like J.R. Myth, or maybe he's going with R.J. Smiths, or maybe it's...
Junior Smythe.
I mean,
Junior Smythe.
You know, maybe it's Junior Smythe. Anyways, we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter, what is J.R. Smith's alter ego's name? Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters, and we'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. We got a fun show tonight. All four of us back here in studio. We got Fill in the Blank. We got a very fun top 10 list where we're going to count down the weirdest looking jump shots in NBA history. But let's start with a little what you got if you're new to the show. It's very, very simple. Trey presents us with similar topics from the NBA world. We'll determine which is the better choice. The catch, though, there's only one right answer, and it's whatever Trey and his cool headgear. No, he's not wearing it anymore. Thinks it is.
Told you it's versatile, man.
Yeah.
We had a couple of brutal losses in the association last night. The Clippers blew an 18-point third-quarter lead in last night's double OT loss to the Nets, culminating in an all-time great Doc Rivers freak-out. Meanwhile, in San Antonio, the Spurs managed just 83 points in their loss to the Magic, and it's already their fourth home loss of the season. Who had the crazier loss, the Clippers or the Spurs? What you got?
Would you swallow that balaclava there?
Oh, man, I've been on too many flights, Tassie. Too many flights, too many sick kids at home.
It was the night of the upset in the NBA.
It was a crazy night.
All 6 teams with lower records won, but the craziest one has got to be the Spurs. They're perfect on the road, 10-0, and now they're 4-4 at home. They had all their players healthy. This wasn't a typical Popovich sit this guy, sit this guy, sit this guy night. Against a bad Magic offense, I'm shocked that they couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, but I am going to Brooklyn because the Clippers were up by 18 points with 2 minutes to go in the third period, and they blew it in double overtime in what was one of the craziest games of the season, because there's some silver linings, at least for the Clippers. Blake Griffin sat out of this one, and the Nets got red hot in the fourth quarter, went 6 for 6 from downtown, and Sean Kilpatrick had the game of his life. But the Clippers should have won this game. It was in their keeping.
Oh, for sure.
They were home. They should not have blown that lead. Again, another concern for the Clippers that they're not disposing of teams that aren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, the Nets were 10.5-point dogs, while the Magic were 12.5-point dogs. Double-digit losses. And Ben Alamar actually of ESPN calculated that there was a 1% chance of the Spurs, Clippers, and the Cavs, who lost to the Bucks, losing on the same night.
The NBA is weird.
Yeah,
It's really weird.
The parody gods were smiling down.
I think I have to lean towards the Clippers loss being the crazier of the two for a couple reasons. One, that first game back, the Spurs are coming back from the road trip. That first game back, sometimes in your own barn, sometimes catches a team by surprise. I'll throw that in there. But the Clippers game, Lee said it, this was one of the weirdest games I've ever seen. The blown lead, it went to double overtime. Doc Rivers going crazy. Doc Rivers, you rarely see that worked up. He got the 2 quick calls, and he couldn't believe the second one from Kenny Mauer. I mean, he just went ballistic. You had DeAndre Jordan, you had Sam Cassell trying to hold him back here. It was just nuts. You had a guy named Sean Kilpatrick going for 38, career high 38, of course. It just had it all. And let's not forget the Clippers have now lost 3 straight on the road after that unbelievable start to the season. So I think I lean towards the Clippers, but the whole night of basketball was crazy last night. Yeah, for sure. What's the answer, Trey?
The answer is the Clippers. The question was crazier, and you guys saw Doc Rivers there at the end. He was going nuts. That was crazy. And Skeet's going to need your help here because their Woe Boys were flying last night.
Little bit.
Giannis Antetokounmpo went for 34, 12, and 5 with 5 steals and 2 blocks and a huge Bucks win over the Cavs, while
Little bit.
Anthony Davis put up a crazy 41 and 16 with 4 steals and 3 blocks in the Pelicans win over the Lakers. What was the more impressive performance, the Greek Freak or the Brow? What you got?
I think it was the Freak.
So do I.
Because he was going up against a player he has to emulate in LeBron James.
Sure.
And he put up that line Trey mentioned, 34, 12, 5, and 5. The only other player to do that in the last 30 years, the guy he was playing against, LeBron James.
At that age, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy.
It was a wild, special night for the Greek Freak. And although Anthony Davis has the more well-rounded game because he's doing it inside, he's doing it outside, as we show you, Yanni's hitting the three-point shot. Yanni was just getting to the rim and throwing him down. And he did a little bit more defensively than Anthony Davis. But for him, a young guy to go up against, he idolizes and now has beaten him 3 of the last 4 times they've played, which is a really, really surprising number. Got to go with Yanni.
It feels like he's only ever 2 steps away from a layup on the court at any time.
He is.
Well, and he's becoming like LeBron James, that he is a one-man fast break. But I'd say right now, currently at his age, he's probably a better one-man fast break.
The other thing with him, if you are court surfing on a night like last night, a lot of games going around, if he's on and the Bucks are playing, it's almost impossible to turn off because you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, he gets the crowd going. He injects his teammates with emotion and energy as well. You see them; they feed off him when they see him go on one of those long runs where he finishes at the hoop. The bench gets up, the crowd gets going, everyone gets involved, and that's very special for a guy to be able to do that for his teammates.
Yeah, I lean towards the Greek Freak, but the more impressive night. Couple reasons. One, they are playing the Cavs. They're playing the defending champs. You're putting up those numbers against LeBron and that team. That's a little more impressive than AD doing it against the Lakers. And you sort of alluded to it, I think, Tess. He's got LeBron out on the floor, Kevin Love's out on the floor, Kyrie Irving's out on the floor, and the Greek Freak last night, for one night, was the best player on the court. It's both lines. Crazy stuff. AD going for 40-15 for the 3rd time this year, which are bonkers numbers.
He was the only guy to do that this year. 40-15, the only. AD is a special
He almost
guy.
kind of didn't need to do that last night. That game was kind of over
a little
early.
bit, a little
but
bit.
I think Alvin Gentry knows every win is so precious right now they can't afford, especially against the Lakers who they're competing for a playoff spot.
All right, let's see the answer, Trey.
The answer is Yanni, and you guys nailed it. He
did it all, man.
I'm out of it, guys. The Brow did his against the Lakers. They're a bottom 5 defense. I just got off a
He
plane.
really just got off a plane.
There was a tornado here too.
There was a tornado. There was a storm. It's been a crazy day. But good news for Dave Coulier fans. Full House is back!
Nice segue.
Not really, but thanks to this hilarious mashup of DeMarcus Cousins and the opening credits to that classic TV show, it might as well be. But is it better than you boys recreating the entire sequence when we were in San Francisco a few years ago? It's a real tough call. What's the better Full House remake, Boogie or The Starters? What you got?
It's got to be us. It's got to be us. A couple of reasons. We ripped a far more high-quality version of the Full House theme song that DeMarcus's crew did. Second, we look geeky enough to star in the current Netflix hit series Fuller House. So I think we're a little bit more fitting. DeMarcus is too cool. We're geeky enough.
Yeah, we did this, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I think, Lee, you're the only one that could truly answer because Tass and I are in the Full House remake. You were on tour with us, but I guess you were behind the camera.
Yeah, I shot it all. I put it all together, so I'm definitely saying mine, I even found the actual Full House font and put that in there. So,
Whoa, you did it all.
We got it, baby. Who's that baby?
Here is the best shot, though. This is the money shot. Our producer, Matty O, there's 2 of them. And I think that's why I'm leaning towards our remake. Although the Cousins one is pretty hilarious, too. It's just perfectly the look up.
Yeah.
What's the answer, TK? What's the answer?
Hey, maybe I'm biased, but it's got to be The Starters. 2 Austin twins. It's unbelievable.
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come here on the show tonight. When we come back, we'll play a little fill in the blank when it comes to what in the world J.R. Smith was doing during gameplay.
So good.
Oh, man.
I think he was watching the Full House.
It's possible. It's possible. Come back. You're watching Starters. back with the show where we have pumped Trey Kirby full of vitamin C, and he's ready to go for fill in the blank. TK.
That's right. In Milwaukee last night, Cavs guard J.R. Smith wandered over to the Bucks bench to dap up his friend Jason Terry. Very courteous, but it was during live play, and J.R.'s man Tony Snell got the easiest dunk of his career. Guys, fill in the blank. J.R. Smith's defensive lapse was blank.
What do you got, boys?
Strange.
Really? It was the best.
The best. I go with all Jet. It was all Jason Terry.
Right.
I don't
Sure.
care what he said after the game about, no, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't premeditate this. I don't buy it. He's a savvy vet. I
Yeah.
want to believe he premeditated. And after the play happens
Junior
there.
Smythe.
Oh, Junior Smythe. After it happens with J.R. Smythe,
Smythe.
you see that the Bucks players on the bench, they come over
Yeah.
and actually dap up Jet like he meant to do it. So I think it's Jet.
This is what the Jet has to live for late in his career. Moments like this, right? Creating beautiful moments like this. And I call it the best because I was watching it live. The internet went buck nutty.
Yeah.
It went crazy. And why shouldn't it? Because isn't this the best thing that's happened on a basketball floor? I mean, it's ridiculous how this actually happened. He just walks off
He said
during play.
He said he didn't know he was involved in the play. They just came out of a timeout. So why would he be down at the opposition's team's bench area if he wasn't involved in a play?
I think I think what he meant in his defense is like, I didn't realize the ball was getting thrown into play right away. And Jet has said that as well. He said,
Yeah.
we just weren't ready.
No, well, he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He obviously wasn't ready. The Cavs weren't ready. Tyronn Lue had to have a 5-man substitution last night because
Yeah.
his guys weren't
Yeah.
mentally there.
That's
Yeah.
a classic.
He wasn't mentally there last night.
All right, Trey, next one.
Yeah, we're going back to that crazy game in Brooklyn, and that's where Bojan Bogdanovic got away with not just a travel, but also one of the more blatant double dribbles you're ever going to see. Yeah, he dribbles it, picks up the ball, thinks about his Christmas list, then dribbles it again. Guys, fill in the blank. Bojan's uncalled double dribble was blank.
Smart.
Smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
you know why?
Smart. What do you
know
mean?
why? You know why? Because he knew he double dribbled, but he didn't act like he did. Sometimes when you're in a basketball court, you make a mistake and you're just like, oh man, I just turned the ball over and you throw it away. He just kept playing and said, hey, they didn't call it, so I'm in the clear. Smart play.
That's fair. I'm calling mine upset night because it was a part of upset night. The best teams lost, and the best officials in the world were not ready on this night. This was the first possession of the game. Possession 1. Ken Maury, you just hit the floor. You just ran out there. You're warm, and you see this happen. How do you not whistle it?
He traveled and double dribbled. That's the amazing
I mean, the
part.
traveling
Well,
up top happens.
Two wrongs
right?
make a right, don't they? So in fact, he was fine.
That's why I'm going with Goldfarb Gold, right? Mike Goldfarb, the producer of Shaqtin' a Fool. This is like catnip to this show. Like, that is the best thing you can possibly have
He doesn't
happen.
have to work at all this week.
Exactly.
Everything happened last night.
So it is unreal. You don't see that often in the NBA. You see the odd travel get
Yeah.
away with a couple steps, but not the dribble,
Not the both.
stop, gonna dribble again.
You're right. He was smart about it, though.
Yeah.
He didn't sell it.
Trey, final one here.
All right, finally, somebody call 911. Paul Pierce has fallen and he can't get up. After botching a dunk last night, the 39-year-old crumbled to the floor. But that's when Chris Paul came to his rescue to administer fake CPR to revive the truth. Chris Paul really taking the State Farm thing to another level. Guys, fill in the blank. CP3's CPR was blank.
It was incorrect. It was incorrect, CP3.
very true.
You got to check the scene for danger. You got to check for live fires, live wires. Then you got to send for help. If it's only you, you got to call for help. Then you got to check the breathing airways. Just get in the mouth, see if everything's fine. Then you can get to doing the CPR. I love that he's trying to save lives, but let's get it right when it comes to CPR, CP3.
I think it was a dad move.
Yeah.
This is a typical dad joke here. I'll get you back up here, little bugger.
Yeah, as someone pretty close to Paul Pierce's age, I think it's a classic move. You know, the old guy, oh, we're going to have to revive him. You can't do it anymore. And that's what CP3 did. So,
Would you know what to do?
yes.
In case of emergency?
Yes, you tilt the head back a little bit so you open up the airwaves.
Okay.
And then you
I
go
just
in
told
for
you the first thing. You got to check the
Well,
scene.
yeah, I'm ahead of you. I'm
Look
ahead
for
of you.
fires,
Yeah,
look
you've
for
already
fires.
done that. I'm coming in to save the patient.
You're going to give someone with a rash with that mustache. That's what's going to happen.
Let's
What a crash, baby.
stash crash. Stash crash.
This man's ready to provide CPR over there.
Yeah, I don't want you giving CPR with that stash, Daddy.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't
It'd
know.
wake you up in a hurry, I tell you.
If you gave me CPR, I think we'd get attached like Velcro.
Yeah. You guys want to do CPR? Yeah, bring it over.
Live
Later.
TV.
All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come on the show tonight. When we come back, we're going to count down some of the weirdest looking jumpers in NBA history. This will be a lot of fun.
Oh, perfect. It's Weird Wednesday anyways.
Yeah. He wouldn't tell us last night, so it's up to us to figure out what is J.R. Smith's alter ego's name. You've done your job on Twitter. Hashtag the starters Trey. Feel the best answers.
Yeah, a lot of good mask jokes out there, surprisingly. Ron says J.R. Shinobi. That's a classic. Tanya says easy. Senior Smith. I get it. Kair says simple. Earl Joseph Smith. Shout out to everybody that remembers when he was going by Earl for like 3 weeks. King says it's the Shoelace Bandit. Another classic J.R. Smith moment. My favorite comes from the Turbinator Gamer who says, Shirt Man. He spends all day, every day wearing a shirt. Also, hashtag praise Lee's mustache.
Yeah, hashtag.
Everybody loves that stash.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Last week, 12-year NBA vet Kevin Martin quietly retired from the NBA. He made the announcement in his hometown paper, writing, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's not a more perfect day for me to express those feelings." Martin, you might remember, he leads the league with career averages pretty good. 17.4 points per game to go along with 3.2 rebounds and 1.9 assists. Some solid numbers over, again, long career. Retired fairly young here, only at the age of 33. But how will Martin best be remembered for you?
Just as a pure scorer, number one. I was a little disappointed the way his career fell off because I expected more from him. The way he flew out of the gate in Sacramento. He ended up having 6 20-point seasons. That's an incredible number for him to be, in his early 30s. Something sort of happened where going from Sacramento to Houston, I mean, he looked good scoring the ball, but he just didn't get the best of himself. Because if you can score that much in an NBA game and get to the line, I just don't know what happened in those, the OKC Minnesota days where he just wasn't the best version of himself. This, you said, 32. That's a young man.
Yeah, he's always going to be a fantasy basketball legend for me because, like you're saying, he got to the line a ton, shot a great percentage, and he was pretty efficient from the field. He would win you some categories on his own. It was just kind of strange because nobody really thought to pick Kevin Martin, but he was always producing.
Yeah, he did. Well, he didn't do much else outside of shooting and scoring, though. 3 rebounds and 2 assists and playing 30 minutes a night. So, but he one of those guys who always knew how to just draw contact and get to line. Kind of frustrated you if you were going against him because he would be like one of those guys who'd sort of flop a little bit, just to embellish the contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, a pure shooter and a pure scorer.
I would say one of the better players of his generation to never make an All-Star game as well. He just wasn't on a lot of teams with a whole lot of success. I think he only made the playoffs 3 times, and some of those were near the end of his career there, so he never really got a chance there. One of the other things you got to remember when it comes to Kevin Martin is his unorthodox jump shot, which is why, inspired by him, we're counting down our top 10 weirdest jump shots in NBA history. And we start at number 10 with a big man. Former Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Camby there. One of the slowest shooting motions in history. Looking like he's trying to shoot a medicine ball. He fires that up.
Wind up.
Yeah.
At number 9, the Hall of Famer Jamal Wilkes scored almost 15,000 points with this unorthodox style. Won a bunch of championships as well with the Lakers.
At number 8, rest in peace to Anthony Mason. But the purpose of the offhand, usually to help guide the ball, not with Mason. He used it a little differently. Look at where he puts the other end.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
At number 7, Kevin Martin's shooting form should be called "This Basketball Stinks" because he gets it so far away from his nose and his face, and he peels his head back. It's like his face doesn't want the ball.
At number 6 on our list, easily the best shooter of the bunch when it comes to putting up points, but Reggie Miller, the Knicks killer. Look at his hands there, popping
Found
into
himself.
each other, sort of flailing all over the place.
Ron knew it was going down.
Yep.
At number 5, Joakim Noah. Peak Joakim was amazing. He averaged 70% from the free throw line over his career with that form.
The rotation on the ball is crazy. At number 4, let's not forget about the little guys. Michael Adams, one of the tiniest guys in NBA history.
Oh, this is the best
Got into
one.
an all-star game shooting the ball like this.
Look at that shot.
At number 3, Bill Cartwright. He won 3 championships, scored almost 13,000 points in his career.
It looks like he breaks his wrist
He does
every
like
time.
5 moves at the
The
top
head
of the
tilting
shot.
back also helps it out, I think.
At number 2, it's the Matrix, Sean Marion, violating every guide of proper jump shooting, balance, ball position, arm extension, follow through.
Just get it out of there.
Yep.
And at number 1, it's Michael Kidd Gilchrist, the current Charlotte Hornet, who I believe has improved this year, but old Kidd Gilchrist with that form where both elbows are going to the left, they're pointing you to the left, That was a strange form.
And look, we know we're missing a whole lot of other guys. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Who would you add to the weirdest jump shots of all time? weirdest code for ugly. Let's be honest. Some of those were gross, but
As long as it goes in.
as long as it goes in, exactly. All right, when we come back, Lily's very solid play and tonight's very important pick'em play. Don't go anywhere. Well. I'm back from the dead. We're all tied up, Lee, going into the final night of November here in our Pick'em contest. Whoever's in last place has to do something strange, weird, scary,
All three.
sometimes all three. Sometimes just drink a bunch of eggnog and puke on air. It's really weird. So, tonight's final game. This is what it comes down to. This is what we
Yes,
want. This is what
and-
the people want.
And we're doing it tomorrow. The payoff is tomorrow, Thursday, 7 Eastern. It's going to be gross, I'm
Oh,
sure.
baby. The game is Knicks Wolves. Lee's got the Wolves at home. I've got the New York Knicks on the road.
We
got this,
we can
Gates, you
somehow
got
both
this.
lose.
You got this.
Yeah, that's possible.
Can an NBA game end in a tie?
We'll see.
It might have to.
With the way we pick games, it's possible. Lee, very solid play.
Yeah, going to San Antonio for just a classic old man 1-2. Manu over to Powell, beautiful layup. I mean, that's the way we play the game these days when you get this age. Here it is again, beautiful no look, a lovely finish. That's what I call a very solid play.
Solid play. Solid stash.
Oh, yeah.
Lee, that is coming in real nice as we come to the end of your Movember campaign. And look at the dollars.
Come on, we can do it.
We're trying to get to 10K. There's been an unbelievable push over the last couple days here.
Yeah.
It's in play. Please go to Movember.com, search for Lee Ellis. You see his name there. And any donation you can give help us get to that 10K mark for Men's Health. That's great stuff, though.
Yeah, thank you so much for the donations. Now it's time for the thing we'd really like to squeeze in here. First overtime, DeAndre Jordan misses a free throw. Watch when he goes to the right here. Paul Pierce, no high five. Hey, man. Hey, I want a high five. PP just gets a slap in the elbow.
Almost dislocates his arm, it looks like.
Yeah.
He just came back from the dead. In his defense, he's a little shaken up there. CP3 brought him back. Guys, tonight on the network, doubleheader action. Pistons versus Celtics. Pacers versus Blazer. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Auto Trader pregame. And right after us, 10 before tip. So don't go anywhere. Tomorrow, our pick 'em payoff. Make sure you're watching that Wolves-Knicks game tonight. Let's go Knicks! Come on, baby.
Ah, you're living and dying with the Knicks.
I know.
That feels hard, but you're living and dying with the Wolves. Yeah, you both got it rough. All right.
Worried.
Thank you very much for joining us, folks. And remember, take care of yourselves every day of the year.
Brace the night, people. Go Knicks, please. Whatever happened?